Hi everyone, well, welcome to our last challenge walkthrough for this week. So we're going to be going over saving and sharing on this section, our final section for this week. We're going to start off with clicking our practice document. So we're going to open our practice document. And when we click on that, it's going to ask us where we want to save it to. Now, don't just save it anywhere like how I did, because then I had a hard time finding it on last session because you see it's going from desktop videos in week 2. So that's our path, remember? It's like our, tells us kind of like the address of your house. Tells you how to get to somewhere. You know, where does this file live? It lives at desktop videos in week 2, but we don't want it there. We want it in, let's just put in downloads for now. So we're going to do that and then click save. So I'm going to go ahead and open it. We're going to do the half and half thing here. Remember with any document that we want to edit, we need to click on enable editing. So we're going to click on that. It's going to ruin my orientation. And then we're going to get back to this view here. So save as, it's wanting us to use save as to create a copy of the document. Whenever we download a document like I did here, another reason why we want to use save as is, like I've been mentioning before, we want to save things with a meaningful name so that we can find it later. Because if we need to use our find options on our home computers, or search for a document buried in a bunch of other documents, it needs to have a meaningful name. You need to be able to reference it easily and have a name that you can remember, that you can use as a search term when you're looking for this thing. Okay? So you have a couple options, just like it says here. It says to name the new copy Saving Challenge Practice. Okay? And we can save this to a folder on our computer, or to our OneDrive. Now, just so you know, if you have 365, it makes you log into Office with your Microsoft account, which is me here, my Mount Sac account. So once I do that, if I go back here, you'll see I have my OneDrive noted here. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and save this to my PC. So it's going to be this PC right here. Okay, so it wants us to name it Saving Challenge Practice. So I'm going to go ahead and go here and name it Saving Challenge Practice. Okay. And then we can just save it to our computer. So I'm saving it to my downloads folder. I'm making sure by checking up here that it is going to the downloads folder. Save. So now, what it wants us to do is it wants us to export this document as a PDF. Okay, so again, as they mentioned in our lesson, there's a number of ways to do this. One way is we can click on File to get to Backstage View, and then we can go to Export, and then we have this option here. It says Create PDF XPS, and we can click on that. So I'm going to click on that here, and it gave me, it's naming it the same thing, which is fine because it's going to be a different file type. It's going to be a PDF and not a Word document. So then we can just click on Publish down here. So it looks like I've already done this in the past, so I'm going to replace it. And there it is, okay? So another way we can do that is, if you remember, we can go to same thing, same process. Let me do it one more time really slow here. So we can go from File. It gets us to Backstage View. We go to Save As. That brings up, it asks us, hey, where do you want to save this? I go to this PC, and now it brings up this screen, right? So on this screen, I can click on this here, and this drop down. This says save as type. That means a file type. So we have a number of options here, right? We have a macro-enabled document, a Word 97 to 2003 document, a template, and we have PDF. You have so many different options. You'll never even use 90% of those options, 95% of those options. So we're going to click on PDF, and we're going to go ahead and click on Save. It says we already have it. We say OK. I'm just overwriting it again. And there it is. So we have that method. Now, there is one more way. I do this a lot. It might be preferable to do it the way that we're showing, we just showed right now. But you can also do this too. You can go to Print, and then there's a Microsoft Print to PDF. I do this too sometimes. I do a Print to PDF and just name it, it's in Downloads here. Yeah, let me go to Saving Challenge Practice. So if you just, here's something to know here. You see how this right now says iPhone Basics? I don't want to overwrite this, but I do want it to be the same name as this. So I'm going to click on that, and you'll notice it automatically assigns it the same name as that file, so that when we save it, it tells me, do you want to overwrite it? I do, and there we are. We have the same thing again. Okay. So so there's a couple ways that you can do this here. So that's basically our challenge walkthrough. It's a very short one. Now there is something that I wanted to mention to you, which is a good reason to save things to OneDrive if it is something that you're going to either collaborate on, or if you want to ensure it's saved. Now, we do have the, as I mentioned here, the, what is it here? If we lose our document, or if we, document recovery here. So if our power goes out in our house, and we've been working on this for 15 minutes, and we're like, oh man, we lost our document. Well, you didn't. It'll save it as long as you've been working on it for 10 minutes. But if you haven't been working on it for 10 minutes, and there was a lot of preparation that you're doing on this, and then you lose it, that's kind of a big deal. So what you can do instead is, if you save it to OneDrive, this isn't gonna work, because it's gonna tell me, how do I turn on autosave? Just upload the file. We'll save your changes as they happen. So all you have to do is just log in or save it once to your OneDrive, and you can turn on autosave up here, this little toggle. You see up there? Right now it's saying off because it's not letting me do autosave because I'm saving it to the computer locally. But if you save it to OneDrive, that'll save automatically as you're working on your document. So you don't have to worry about losing anything. So it's really, really helpful. That's something that if you're working on a big project or something, very, very helpful. Okay, and that's basically it for this week. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'll be happy to help you out. But other than that, I'll see you next week.